Augusta here from the new face of finance. I'm now 12 weeks pregnant. Well, technically I'm 13 weeks pregnant today, but I had my 12-week scan yesterday at the hospital where I'll most likely give birth to our new baby. The last time we spoke, I think it was like week 7 or 8. And I just thought I'd catch up. You know, we're at the end of trimester 1, we're going into the second trimester, and I just wanted to give an update on how it has been over the last few weeks. I've been like super sick, like really sick, nauseous constantly. The worst week was week 9. Like my dinner came up on one occasion, and I had to spend a lot of time lying down. Now, I've been really tired, even up until like this week. I'm having a good day today, but I have had a couple of quabbles. There's been a few funky smells that have wafted past me, and I've just been on the verge of throwing up. So it is constant and emotional, and you know, I feel like the mothers, the people who have had children get it. Like my mum, she came to visit us a week just gone, and she kind of gets it and resonates with the tiredness and the sickness. My husband, on the other hand, as patient as he's been, just doesn't really, I don't think he gets just how these smells are so pungent to me, and how they just trigger me to kind of want to run to the toilet all the time and throw up. I think their responses have been like completely hilarious. My mum is the biggest cheerleaders of pregnant women and expectant mothers. I'd be like, oh my gosh, mum, I was so sick I threw up last night. And she'd be like, yay, that's brilliant, great news. I'm just like, she'd be like, not really morning sickness, more like evening sickness, hey, hey, hey. And, you know, early on we'd be having a conversation, and all she wanted to talk about, all she cared about was this thing growing inside of me. I became a second-class citizen, second-class gender in our topics of discussion. We talked about nothing else for some time. My husband, on the other hand, being the super alpha, positive, straight-thinking dude, acts like, you know, he just needs to build my immunity by pouring ginger and honey down my throat every chance he gets. Which is quite funny. Bless him. I think he still struggles to believe what's going on, you know. Like sometimes I'll be passed out and he'll come in and be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, hello. He'll be like, you're forgetting you're pregnant. I need more evidence. So now that we have had the 12-week scan, I think he's a bit more excited. He was talking to baby last night. So it's a lovely experience to be sharing. Obviously, I've been blessed with a lockdown baby. We were trying for some time, up to 18 months, before we conceived naturally. You know, although coronavirus, the COVID-19 crisis was absolutely terrible, it's great that some great things have actually come out of it, the baby being one of these things. And one thing I have realised in the process of, you know, the last 3 months is how grateful I am to be self-employed, how grateful I am to be an entrepreneur, because my mum and I were talking about this, and in London, when you're pregnant, the tube people give you a baby on board badge, and they give it to you so that obviously when people see this badge, even if you're not showing, they can see that you're pregnant and offer you a seat. And I'll be honest, like when I see women sometimes with a baby on board badge and they're clearly a few weeks pregnant, I just think, oh, really? You know, not, I don't think you need a seat, but you know, how are you feeling? I'm quite curious about it. And having gone through the first trimester and how sick and tired I have been, mate, I'd need a bed. I'd be getting on a tube puking up on people on a regular basis. So I do feel super privileged to be in a position that I can work from home, that I can have naps between phone calls. You know, it's not come without its stresses and challenges, but it is a real privilege to be in this position, and that's not lost on me at all. And in the process of the last few weeks, we've had lots of stuff going on. Our short lets business, we've transitioned onto a hybrid model. It's a hybrid between a tenancy and a short let. That's actually gone quite well, but it has had teething challenges, not least people who have wanted to turn up to the property, take the mick, think they can be rude to us and get to stay. And it's just not worked out for them. And I'm really proud of the guidelines and how we're running these organizations. We've got lots of businesses, so we don't have time to be pandering to people's BS behavior. You know, Nick and I, we're human, we're young-ish, and you know, we have our challenges, we have our little arguments, but I am proud of how unified we are on the big things, the things that matter. So yeah, that's been challenging. As well as that, obviously, we're trying to start an Amazon business. The product has been designed, most of it has been delivered, but there has been a 2-month lag time on a couple of aspects of our first launch. So I was hoping that we were going to launch the product in June of 2020. We're now gone into July of 2020, and we still haven't received everything we need for the pack. So, you know, I try not to be stressful for those things. Hopefully they'll arrive over the next couple of weeks, but it has delayed the launch of our first product. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. So we'll see what happens once everything is ready to be sent out. The 12-week scan experience. So baby is likely to be delivered at the Queen Elizabeth Queen Mother Hospital in Margate. Well, this is where I've been going for like prenatal advice and worries and whatever, for checkups, and that's where I went for the scan. And there was a lady there who did my scan, an Asian lady called Zubi. Anyway, during the course of the scan, I found it quite uncomfortable. I was there for a long time, and the reason why is because, as well as kind of you know, just checking baby's development and size, measuring the length of baby, they also want to take a measurement of baby's head and also test for certain birth defects or syndromes such as Downs, which is a higher risk when you are in your mid to late 30s like I am. And so, you know, I think it's important that we at least know if there is a risk. By God's grace, everything's going to be okay. But in any case, in order for her to complete all of these tests, she needs to see baby's neck. And what was happening is like she was poking at me for a while, like really poking at my belly, trying to like get baby to move so that she can measure his neck. And after a while, I mean, this was really starting to hurt, to the point that after the scan had finished, I could still feel the pains in my stomach. I could see baby move. Baby was like flopping around. But we never did get the neck measurement. And so apparently I've got to try again at 16 weeks. And I'm hoping that when I do go back, A, we can see baby's neck quite easily, but B, we have someone else, because she was abrasive. And I have a high pain threshold, but it was just a lot of unnecessary digging, you know. In any case, it wasn't like the worst experience ever, but it wasn't as pleasant as I'd hoped, if I'm honest. I don't know if anyone else has found that with the 12-week scan, but we've got some images. Baby looks to be in good nick. So prayers, fingers crossed. Let's see how it pans out. Today I set up a new office at home. In fact, the office has been here since we moved in, but I've just had this habit of working on my bed. It's been a habit I've had for like the last 10 years. It's been a difficult habit to break, but Nick has been on my back about it for quite a few months. And it has intensified since we got back from honeymoon, since we got back from South Africa, and since I've become pregnant, because he's just like, look, you need to stop using our marital bed as an office and have a separate space to work in. So Finally, I've listened. I'm in an office. I feel great about it. I feel so much lighter that we did that. So this is where I will be working from now on, which is great. Had a couple of visitors. So my mum came for the week, which is really nice. As you may or may not know, we're based in Margate. We've got a few houses out here. The one that we live in is a 7-bed. So there's a lot of room for Nick and I's ego to spread around. My mum has her own room here, so when she comes to visit, it's nice that we can do that for her. Obviously, I'd like to do a bit more, but it's nice she can come here. She's got her own space, ensuite bathroom, a TV. She can just relax, chat to her friends, have a little nap. We've spent some time together. We've had some laughs, some giggles, some disagreements, taking walks along the beach, into shops. It's been nice. It's been absolutely lovely having mum around. And my cousin Victoria came to visit. So proud of her progress. She's 22 right now. She is just graduating from university. I'd say she was quite lucky because, graduating in the summer of 2020, when you can't do any physical exams, all of her exams have been open book. I would have gotten a first if all my exams were open book. But no matter, I'm clever enough anyway. Yeah, she's now launched a new handbag brand called Vummy. Check it out. That's quite exciting. As well as that, I've got like a chief operating officer function at a company called BSL. I have my brokerage, Songhai, but because of a few complications, it's not a separate company by itself, and instead is a subset of BSL. So as well as still managing my own clients through Songhai via BSL, I'm now training some of the junior advisors, which actually I'm enjoying a lot more than I thought I would be doing. So there's still tons of stuff going on. And not a lot of people know that I'm pregnant, and not a lot of people would believe me with everything that we're managing and, all the conversations and meetings we're having. And I'm not ready to tell the world just yet, which is why these videos are going out after the baby has been born. But I do feel privileged, and I do think that it's an important service I'm offering here. As an entrepreneur, one of the challenges and thoughts is like, oh gosh, if I have a baby, how am I going to afford to look after that child? And just to kind of let you know, I don't have all the answers right now, but I will say that I am more grateful to be an entrepreneur as an expectant mum than to be in employment and at the beck and call of some boss. We'll see how it pans out over the next few months as baby grows and we get into the new challenges of being parents. But exciting times. I feel good today. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, communicate with me. So I want to know what you want to hear more about. If there's any help or advice I can provide any of you with, happily. But take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.